Hello, hello, and welcome to the Spiritual Reality Show. And let me tell you, this is reality. We are having so much energy disturbance. It's crazy. So, Janet, I'm sorry, but you're still a little
Yes, you
blurry.
can barely see me.
Yeah, it really
I'm very blurry, but
fluctuates.
you know what? Maybe I'm shifting dimensions as we speak here.
You're right.
Maybe I'm in between dimensions right now, and I haven't decided. I want to stay in the fifth. So where are we? We're in the fourth, the fifth,
Yeah, there you go.
third.
So, let us just
Anyway, yeah, here we
touch on the
are. Well, welcome
topic.
everybody.
Yeah, let's touch on the topic today, Janet, because before we set the intention, or I think we should do a little clearing today just to make sure and try to get the energy moving. But
Oh, absolutely.
this week has been like crazy. You know, I decided that we
Yes,
needed to, have a topic that brings our power, but also look at the obstacles when you're standing in your power, because that's exactly what I'm going through. And this is the
yes.
spiritual
We
reality
both.
show.
Yeah,
And the
we
more
do.
you shine your light, the more disturbance, the more darkness will try to get to you. And that is what's happening at this very moment.
We'll put you out. Put that light out. They want to.
Yeah.
Yes, they
So,
want to put us out. They want to put like the moth to the flame. They get a well, we're food. We're food. So if they can keep
yeah.
us in fear, then they get to feed off us. And if they, because you're bright light, you have a lot of good energy there. They feed off a light.
Mm.
And so we have to be strong and keep standing in our sovereignty. So they're testing us constantly right now. They're on their way out. So they're really, really fighting hard to stay. And they're
Yes.
not going to make it, but they got to keep fighting till the bitter end. Who wouldn't? Would do the same.
Yeah. So what
So
do
you can
we
understand their stance, even though we don't agree.
Yeah, so let's put up the sacred space, Janet, and get them cleared out of here. I don't
Okay.
want them here anymore.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start. I have a lot of a Native American ancestry, so I wish you could see this better, but I have an amazing rattle here. It's a turtle rattle. It's an actual small turtle shell. Now, don't feel bad. The turtle. This is Native American energy, and it's real. It's a real, true rattle. Sorry, I got to get this on the right spot. It's from the Sioux culture, and I got it when I was traveling. And it's all about the turtle. The turtle in Sioux culture is the guardian of life and patron of healing. The turtle is wise and hears many things and does not tell anything. Mothers often place an image of Kea, which they call the turtle, Kea, Keya, on the navel of their babies. Kea symbolized long life, dedication, and fertility. So it's a healing tool as well. And of course, that's what attracted me to it so much. And I had to have it. And it's absolutely stunning. And I honor it. I honor that I am allowed to have it. And so we did a clearing before to try to clear this energy of the satellite interference. But, it is what it is. So we're going to persevere because, you know what they say, on with the show. And we're meant to bring through whatever we're meant to bring through today. So I do sound healing, and whatever voices come through, come through. Sometimes they're angelic, sometimes they're Native American, sometimes they're very deep, sometimes they're very light. So I'm going to start with the sound energy, because sound was the first light that came. Well, light, there was light and then there was sound, I think, is how it worked. Or maybe it was sound and light. I don't know. I'm not sure on either of those because I know they're not even sure. Sound and light were the first two sounds that came through to create our universe. So, and the turtle is also the symbol of the earth. It's also the earth energy. They call this the turtle planet a lot of times. All right, and I know I'm from the turtle tribe, so that also connects to me so well. So, all right, here we go. I'm just going to start shaking the rattle. If you're not into the Native American culture, you're going to have a new. that energy. It was sending light and love to this whole program. Anyone listening, it's the earth energy to be grounded, to be in your heart space right now. Connect to your heart as we always do. Connect those beautiful those strings of light that go down your feet, the crystalline light, and goes into the Mother Earth, goes down through the layers and connects with that beautiful heart of Mother Earth, which I always see as that crystal. She is loving this energy right now because this is her ancient energies that are coming through for all of us. So now she's sending up that beautiful golden light coming up through those crystalline roots, up through your legs and up through your feet and your legs, up into your arms and your chest, and up into your neck and up and through out your head, the top of the crown, go right out the crown, send it up into the earth, out to the earth, out of the earth, right out into the inky purple universe, and see that beautiful star twinkling at you. Connect to that soul family. You may be feeling your guides, any Native American guides, any guides that are meant to come through right now. Ask for your highest guides to come through at this time. There's a lot of guides that are not. You had them for a long time and they've done their work, and we thank them for their service. But ask for the next level of guide you're supposed to have. Make sure you ask for that right now, because we need the highest energies to help us, your higher self. Keep calling it in. So now we're connecting to the central sun, and the central sun is that beautiful portal shifting us. And the sun is also a planet. There are beings of light that live on that sun. So no, they are also part of the shift. They're helping us shift, and they're part of the shift. So the central sun is sending down the beautiful crystalline silvery light. This is the light that's going to come down towards where you live, coming in through the roof of your house, in through the crown of your head, and coming through your body like a crystalline waterfall of silvery light, like that figure eight, picking up any low energies, anything that's feeling ready to go. Let it go in there. Just let it go. Let those waters pick it up. Those waters are now going to flow down your body and down your legs and out your feet, and going down through the layers of the earth towards that giant crystal and into that fiery ring that surrounds that crystal, burning everything up into light. And now connect with your heart again. Put your hands on your heart. Take a breath. Feel that glowing light of that inner light of who you are, that essence, that God source essence that is inside us. We are source. And this source light now is radiating forward into the front of your chest, flowing out and filling up your cells with this beautiful liquid golden light. This golden light is filling you up and overflowing and surrounding you in this sacred space of this golden light. And we always ask for an intention. So Vibeke, your intention for today
is to clear out all low vibrational energies. Clearing, clearing, clearing. Releasing.
Yes. And yes, and also to send these low energies love, and don't, sending them positive energies is the best thing we can do. Anything else is not helping the situation. It's not helping them. It's not helping us. So sending them love and light, many of them don't know what that is. They're not used to it. So if you send them light and love, they're very confused. It will make them leave many times, and it also may shift them, because many of them are on the cusp. They want to shift. They don't know what this is. So we can also help them shift. So sending these beings much love, much light, but also know that we're in our sovereign being of light, and we do not consent to anyone coming into our sovereign space. So we allow them to leave, and love and light go, and we do not consent to you being in our sovereign space. So thank you, all beings of light. Please let us bring in any information that is most important for us today to be given out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone take a breath, come back into your body, and just open your eyes slowly. So,
That was beautiful, Janet.
well, it's getting clearer. It looks a little better.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see this beautiful piece. I'm actually on a delay now, so you can see this in actual turtle shell.
Mm.
It's stunning. Oops, it's going the wrong way now. I still haven't mastered this yet. Look at this. It's like on a delay. It won't come
Yeah.
back. All right. I think I went out of the picture. There I did. I went out of the picture. That's so interesting. So this is actually a weaving right in the middle. It's literally woven right onto the shell. It's beautiful. And then it's actual leather,
Mm.
and it's got beautiful design around it.
Mm.
And it's got feathers, sacred feathers and beading. And it's got a horsehair tail. It's
Mm.
absolutely amazing. So I feel blessed that I found this and I was given the opportunity to have it. So here we are. So
Yep. Here.
we're talking about empowerment today again because this is what we need to stand in because of all the energies coming at us, and we have this amazing partial solar eclipse that came on with us yesterday. Is that yes? No, it was the 25th. That was 2 days ago,
2 days ago. Mhm.
and that solar eclipse. Yeah, and that solar eclipse is part of the reason why these energies are coming in. We're being told to bring up this energy. We're being like it's really kind of forcing us to. And eclipses really are designed to make things harder, to push us to our limit, to make us come to the realization of things that we haven't really been willing to look at. So here it is in our face, different things that we didn't expect. So
Yeah.
do you want to say something? Because I don't want to start everything off,
Yeah.
but I thought we'd
So,
start with that because it makes so much sense to.
yeah,
What
this,
would you like to start with for now?
I'd like to just share how this week has been
Sure.
challenging for, it's been filled with obstacles. And it's because I'm standing in my power.
Right.
And so I'm fully aware of it. And I think there's a lot of good
Mm-hmm.
lessons to be learned and to be shared as you stand in your power and you allow yourself to be that channel of love, which I think is important. You mentioned it, Janet, to send love to all the situations, and I do. But sometimes, and I'm saying but because this is the human aspect of understanding this and acceptance of what's going on, is that when you
Of
do this
course.
work and you're
Mm-hmm.
constantly being challenged, meeting new obstacles, you know, I'm not that patient. When I've done and I can feel, okay, you can try me 3 times, try me 3 times. And I say, no. And that comes for humans as well. If you break, a promise to me 3 times, I'll never, accept a promise again. It's the same with the other side. So there's sort of this conversation energy wise going on where I'm standing in my power, I'm sending love, the energies are moving, and I feel the calmness, the harmony, and then I just something happens like being being human being and living in a world where you have to move around, you have to go outside your sacred space. You cannot sit within that sacred space all the time. Things happen. And today I was
Well, of
so fed
course.
up. I sent Janet a voice message after this morning. I went for a walk with my dog and I was listening to the podcast that just came out today with the wonderful psychic medium Laura Fontaine, who's also been on this show. And I interviewed her, and we had this interference on the camera like we had now. And we're talking about that, and we cleared it all. And I was going and I was listening to this podcast in my ears with my dog, walking my dog. And here comes this out of nowhere, this huge black dog. and it attacks my little dog and, really bites on to her. And she screams and I scream. And I was like, I'm just having enough. This is enough. Now it's enough. It's like, okay, you want to fight? I'll fight you. Because I really need to get into that space where I say, this is not okay. Yes, I believe in love. I know love conquers all. But do not think for a moment that you can come into my space and take residence without me reacting. And that's what happened. I was like, Janet, I'm so tired of this. It keeps happening. It's been happening every week. Something huge is happening. And of course, there's lessons here, and I see the lessons
Yeah.
because I'm very good at seeing the lessons. And when I see the lessons, something good comes out of it straight away. So the manifestation is really quick, really quick. Even Facebook, my Facebook
Mm-hmm.
account was hacked.
Yep.
Facebook contact, they refunded all the money without
Yep.
even asking my bank. They just suddenly I had all the money back
Did they
from
really?
Facebook. Yeah, it was like without even my bank.
Well,
My
that's
bank called me and
good.
said, "This is crazy. They just paid you." That never happened before. I was
Well,
like,
the good part
so
is
see when I get
that's
the
a good
lessons.
thing. Yes.
Yeah, but not only that, it's like they're willing to help me now. I
Amazing.
just got an email this is from a person wanting to help. So I see that when you take action and you do it with love, but you stand in your power and you're saying, I will not allow
Yes. Mhm.
anything to stop
Yes.
me, and I will share it, and I will stand in my
Mhm.
power, and justice will prevail. Light will prevail. And
Mhm.
so I've been doing all that, and here we go again with the dog, right? When you finally out there. So there's been so many
Yeah.
huge things as a human being that I know prior to not me standing in my power would probably make me sad, emotional, depressed. And now I'm just, okay, bring it on. Let's get this done. We have the best team, Janet. Seriously, we have some of the most world-renowned psychics and
Yes. Yes.
healers and clear people we can contact. It's time that because they're trying to stop us from doing this. They're trying to stop us from being here talking
Well,
to
right.
you, sharing the
Right.
light. And so I'm saying, no way, no way, this is not happening.
Always. Always.
Yeah. And it's becoming so much more
And this is the
intense.
test. This is the
Yeah.
test.
But the thing is, with this shift
Yes.
that we're going through, it's more
It's how much
intense.
do you want this? How much do you want it? Yeah, they want to know how much do you really want this? When it gets rough, are you willing to stay there?
Yeah.
Because it can be nice when it's easy, but
Yeah.
it isn't so nice when it's rough.
And like I said, they
And I've
picked
been
the
all over
wrong
the darn
person.
place when I've been through this,
Do not mess with me. You picked
which
the
is
wrong
good. So
person.
then you're just showing, you know that movie, The Right Stuff. You know that movie, The Right Stuff. You got the right stuff. You know the right stuff. It's like courage,
Yeah.
perseverance. You're standing in your power. The
Yeah.
right stuff.
Yeah, you're right. And I want to hear from
So
our
this is what it's all
viewers.
about. How much
Yeah.
you want to be.
Yeah. I want to hear from our viewers. Now that I've
What are they
told you
saying?
about the
Anybody making?
obstacles, I want to hear
Yes.
how people at home where you're at right now, how has your life, what obstacles have you met these last couple of weeks that maybe
Yeah.
you're
And
struggling finding the
and
lessons? Let us help you. That's why we're here. We're going to let the light shine. So
yeah.
write it in the chat. We'll help. We'll serve.
Well, yeah. And also this eclipse is also, the energy starts like at least a month before, and it can last a year. So this energy of this eclipse, the partial solar eclipse in Scorpio is a water sign, so it gets very emotional. And and it's also conjunct to Venus, which is it reinforces and emphasizes a challenge to our value system.
Mm,
So being in your heart, it's challenging you. How much can you stay in your heart in a way that you can get through this without getting bitter, angry? I mean, anger is okay. There's healthy anger.
yeah.
Resentment, depressed, are pulling away and isolating. That's the last thing we want to do. So this it says we can find, we have a quest. There can be situations where we feel pressured to bring harmony to our relationship. So that's an understatement for you right now. In the sign of Scorpio, matters related to intimacy, control, power, money, and sharing will be a strong focus in the weeks and even months after this solar eclipse. The eclipse is about new beginnings regarding any of these matters. It's about strengthening ourselves from the inside out.
Mm.
We can feel the extremes of emotion as our fears of loss, betrayal, or the exposure of our vulnerabilities are uncovered. There's no more hiding anything. You're going to be transparent. We have to be. The eclipse can illuminate our emotional and financial investments and possibly challenge them. Well, you've had a few of those going on.
Yeah.
We might take steps towards self mastery and self empowerment. I've also had some challenges with that too, and by tackling things that undermine us. What's undermining you? These dark energies are undermining you, and they take away our power. They're working on that. They want to challenge you on that, such as compulsive behaviors, addictions, or substantial debts. Like you could fall into addictive behavior right now so easily, like eating, shopping, drinking, food, whatever it is, sex, whatever you have fallen into in the past. Watch those addictions right now. I know for me, shopping is one of my issues. I mean, I drank, but then I switched over to shopping. So, I wasn't going to go out and, do other things, but that was about the level I would go. So we got to work on intimacy, and not only intimacy with others, but also with ourselves, which we've talked about so much time. And so circumstances be such that we are nudged. Are you been nudged? I think you've been kind of pushed
Yes.
or
I'm
encouraged to
sick
see others' values and to consider them rather. Yes, and then expect that they have the same perspective. So it says this is a good time for focusing on some of the constructive traits of Scorpio, which is passionate, resourceful, focused. And you are a Scorpio. And by the way, happy birthday to Vivica. Her birthday was yesterday.
Thank you.
So she is a Scorpio. So this is like hitting you full force. The fact that it's in Scorpio and you are a Scorpio, that's just the other reason why you're getting it full on, Vivica. And so passionate, resourceful, focused, probing, deep, and perceptive, and considered how to positively incorporate these qualities into our life. I mean, I know you've done a lot of that. Scorpio, this is a new moon, are generally good for working on our self-mastery skills. We want to pinpoint things in our lives that make us feel out of control. Again, the addictions and the debts, and working on freeing ourselves of emotional burdens. We can explore what is missing in our lives that leads us to engage in self-destructive behavior. It's also, and this eclipse might experience a strong urge to act on impulse, but it will be very, very wise to avoid jumping to conclusions and asserting ourselves without considering other people's feelings or reactions. I mean, that part too. So you have to step back when you're really feeling triggered. Is this about me? Is this about them? This is always the big question. We forget that. To me, that is my biggest question now. Is this my issue or is it their issue? So when you stop and you realize this isn't really about me, this is about them. It really isn't about you. It's about them, the dark, trying to stay around, but you're part of the challenge. You're part of the target. There's a big difference between asserting ourselves from a place of healthy confidence and asserting ourselves brashly and blindly, which can give us a false sense of confidence and bravery. So with this potent Scorpio energy, we have a chance to make important changes in our lives that will benefit us well beyond the moon cycle. For some of us, circumstances are such that we need to pay more attention to these matters. So whatever is popping up is super important right now. Flaws in our lives reveal themselves around the time of the eclipse, prompting us to redo or to start fresh. So looking at the stuff like that we've hung on to, that we think that this is who we are, sometimes it's time to just let it all go and start again. So something ends in order for something else to start anew. We may be called to give up something in order to move forward into a new chapter in our lives. Although the new may be unrecognizable, it is important to allow the necessary surrender to the unknown.
Mm.
See, this is all about faith and taking that leap of faith and trusting that no matter what is happening, it's going to be okay. You're going to get through it. You're not going to let them splat you against the wall. You're not going to let them step all over you, but you know you're going to stand up as you've been doing. And anyone listening, everyone's been going through different things because I know I have too. And but we're going to do it in a way that we're gonna do it in a new way. Try to it's good to approach things in a new way. Like I did a meditation last night, totally different. I had to like let go of the old way I did things. I'm like, I always do it this way. I'm not doing it like that anymore. I'm not gonna expect it like I always expect. I have these, it's like we get used to rituals that we do. Rituals are good, but sometimes they're outdated. We're done. Go to a new version. You need something new, fresh, innovative. Like we're expanding in
Mm.
such a way right now. This energy coming in exhausts us from the challenges, from the amount of light going into our bodies. All of that is happening. So we should watch for clinging to things that act as crutches in our lives. So that's a big one. We have a lot of crutches. Major developments in the personal areas ruled by Scorpio in our chart are likely to occur in the next 3 to 6 months. And let's see, there's a lot. I mean, this is such a big event going on right now. That's one little bit. And I was going to just read quickly about what the eclipses are. It says, the eclipses, the Taurus Scorpio axis. Taurus is very earth grounding, and Scorpio is very water emotional. So it started in 2021, and it's going to last for 2 years. So this one, it ends October 20th, 2023. These eclipse cycles going through Taurus Scorpio axis. So Taurus, again, the reliable earth sign, Scorpio, the emotional water sign, they push us to put in the work to make our dreams come true
Yeah.
and to understand which relationships are worthy of our devotion and which ones we should let go of. I mean, how many people have lost relationships in more ways than one, like through death, through sickness, through just falling away? People just don't, you don't resonate with the people anymore. I can't resonate with so many people right now. And I'm allowing, I used to always feel like, oh no, I can't let that happen. I'm saying, you know what? If it's falling away naturally, then it's meant to be. It's just meant to be. So the eclipse axis is giving us an invitation to deepen our faith. Again, that deepen the faith of the cliff, going off the edge of the cliff and trusting you're going to land on your 2 feet. Taurus rules nature and all things natural. Scorpio is more about the supernatural realm and invokes the depths of faith in the unseen as part of how it moves through the world. Taurus informs us of a crisis in natural resources and nature crying out for a change. Well, we've got that going on in the world. Scorpio comes along and promises us a solution to this crisis if we cultivate the faith that we can and will create an elegant solution. So what are they saying? Let go of the old stuff, and know that we're here to create the new earth, the new golden age. We're here to start things shifting and changing. So mourning what's gone, is lost, and all that is a waste of time, really. We have to let go. We have to mourn it and let it go. And I'm working on the mourning part right now. This continues to work with the energy of Uranus and Taurus, inviting us to disassemble infrastructures that no longer support the idea that all life is precious and inherently valuable. We've got a lot of that going on right now.
Mm.
We've seen how life has not been valued as precious as we had hoped people were valuing it. Continue to expect this eclipse cycle to keep highlighting what needs to come apart before we can begin the process of restructuring. And this is going on till 2023. So they're checkpoints, celestial checkpoints is what an eclipse is. An eclipse is a high octane celestial event that helps illuminate our karmic path. Just as these cosmic events can be visually striking, eclipses can be a bit dramatic. And this one is super dramatic right now. They speed up time. Have you felt like time is slipping away? Honestly, I lost like 20 minutes the other day. I said, where did that go? I looked at the clock. It was 20 to 25 minutes earlier. And I looked again. I said, how did that happen? It was crazy. And I was late for an appointment. I'm like, no, no, I made it. But I mean, it was like 10, I was about 8 minutes late. I said, how did that possibly happen? It did not feel like 25 minutes went by. And astrologically, they open up new doors by slamming others shut. We often find abrupt and sudden shifts during eclipses. So they've been talking about so much. If you've been dragging your feet, an eclipse will sure to be give you an extra push or shove needed to take action. With the results can be shocking. Remember that celestial events simply expedite the inevitable. These events were going to happen eventually. So understanding this helps you harness the power of the transit and use it to your advantage. They don't always help you avoid the intensity of these events, but it'll help you influence the outcome and better regulate your response to these events. Because you can't always control what happens in your life, but you always have control over what you do with these events. Just like you said, you get things happening and you can decide how you want to work with it. So that's a little bit about eclipses. Isn't that fascinating? I mean, I just thought that was so helpful. And this is from Human Design. This is a fabulous other way to learn about yourself. So, I mean, there's so much more I could talk about if you want. I mean, I have a whole lot of info here. Do you want to talk about anything else? I have a few.
I think
I actually can even go through the signs a sec, but it might take a while. Go ahead. What?
Yeah, let's see who's
What
in
would you
the
say?
chat.
It's
I want to see
1:33.
who's here, and then we can take the signs.
Anyone have a question?
So, right.
Yeah, if you have a
for
sign, I can read. It's not that I'm an astrologer. I'm not, but I have some info here I can read about you. I
Yeah.
just,
So,
I love to read about astrology. I wish I had started it when I was younger, but I love astrology and I'm so excited,
so
So
let's give them a minute to write
this
their
one part
signs.
says this partial. Yeah, okay. This partial solar eclipse is going to crack open some of the deep and mysterious caverns of our hearts that we've yet to explore.
Mm.
The spiritual meaning of October 2022 new moon or solar eclipse is bringing heart-centered transformation to all the zodiac signs. So, new moons are rebirth in the monthly lunar cycle, and this is a new moon with an eclipse, a partial solar eclipse. And now we're having we're having a lunar eclipse November 8th. So it's solar. Solar is the sun, and then the moon is the lunar, and that's coming up November 8th. So I think that's a full eclipse. So that's a whole other thing. We're not going to talk about that today. But this one is charged with much more chaotic energy, much more. It says, as I said, unforeseeable shifts in our path can take place very quickly. New opportunities can materialize seemingly out of thin air. Well, look, you had money come out to you from Facebook. Wasn't that out of thin air? I mean, seriously, that was out of thin air. Right.
Crazy.
I know. I love it. It's so good. And it's in the sign of Scorpio, your sign.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's see. What do we say here? Let me just see. And the eclipse, the sun and the moon is wrapped up with the love planet Venus. It's a perfect conjunct aspect. So Venus, of course, is the planetary ruler of our values, relationships, luxury, and more. So expect themes that come forward in a major way during the moon. The moon is connecting a lot to the Venus. Power dynamics are shifting. Your heart's desires may take on an entirely refreshed tone. That's pretty interesting. And it's time to unearth secrets and suppositions from the deepest crevices of your personal values systems and potentially turn over a new leaf in relationships too. Like it's really all about a fresh start.
It is.
Fresh start.
And it really does
So
feel
the
like
lunar
it too.
alignment.
Yeah.
Yep.
It really does feel like it, Janet.
Yep.
Going
It
through
says
this.
the lunar alignment also. Yes. It says the lunar alignment activates the south node of fate, which is currently in Scorpio. That connection is what differentiates a solar eclipse from a regular new moon. It's totally different. So while solar eclipses are associated with fast-paced beginnings and sudden opportunity, the past-oriented south node also has the ability to flush things out of our lives that are no longer serving us. So that's why whatever's coming up in our faces is not serving us anymore. We need to let it go. We need to allow it out. We need to mourn it. We need to, whatever we got to do to allow it to go. So, okay. So it says how to work with the new moon. Now this is interesting because I didn't hear this from some. This one says it's not. The solar eclipse creates an exception to the rule about intention setting rituals. It says manifesting during eclipse season is not recommended. Now I heard someone else talking and she said you should manifest. So I'm not sure on that. This is interesting. But it
I'm
would
just
kind of
saying,
make
follow
sense.
your
You're trying to clear
intuition.
things out. So why do you good. I like that. That's really good. Okay, so let's see. What have I got here? So if you want to do signs, all right. So let's start with you because you're the Scorpio. Let's give you the birthday reading because it's your birthday, so you deserve the reading first. Let's go to you because I could go around. I would go in order, but I think you deserve it. Let's see. No, you're after Libra. Let's see. Let's see. So,
That's the
if
point.
any sign is embodying the radical change, and this is Scorpio,
Mhm.
of this solar eclipse, it's you, Scorpio, taking place in your first house. You're in a pivotal transition moment. The thing with change is you may not always realize how transformational it is until you look back on it later. If you're feeling the urge to switch careers, change your look, move locations, begin or end a relationship, or any other inclination, the stars are giving you permission to let go of the script you thought you were writing and be open to a genre change. The changes you're seeking are already manifesting inside of you, where true transformation really begins. Go with it. So, this is what you get during this time. So, I'm going to read the next person who's after this, Sagittarius, because that's the next birthday coming up. The breakthrough. So anyone who's like, end of November and December, the breakthrough you've been waiting for here, Sagittarius, with this solar eclipse is your 12th house. It's a possibility of a pivotal external event occurring, but it is far more likely the dynamic shifts you'll experience will be internal. So see, it's still more about going in. You're being asked to take account of your own thoughts, behaviors, and patterns and honestly review if they are serving you. Self-reflection will be key and is never easy. To let go of your instant defenses and allow yourself to process what comes up for you without any judgment. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. Just because someone else says it doesn't make it a fact, but it's still your job to figure out what is true. Okay, Capricorn. Nothing more refreshing than friendship, and luckily for you, this solar eclipse in your 11th house is offering up a chance for fresh start. Good news, but you have to decide what isn't working, whether it's a long-standing friendship, network of colleagues, or other groups you're part of. Power plays are often a key part of how you relate to each other. But what is also important is mutual respect and trust. Listen to your instincts. If something feels off or you've decided you no longer want to participate in a certain relationship, release it with kindness and compassion. Gossip will have a way of swirling right now, and your job is to keep your integrity and remain about the fray. And the fray is the crazy going on. Aquarius. Now, here we're in
Yeah, do one
Aquarius.
more,
And the
Janet,
solar
before
eclipse
we.
in your 10th house of career. Okay. You're being now anybody in there that wants me to read, give me your sign real quick so I
No,
can read them
yeah.
out loud. I can give a quick one. The solar eclipse in your 10th house, you're given an opportunity to radically rethink your life path. It's really big. Right now, dramatic shifts and changes could be taking place behind the scenes in your office or place of employment. While the effects of these changes may not be revealed to you until a later date, you can use this time to think about your relationship with authority. If there have been underlying tensions bubbling with a boss or someone higher ranked, changes are afoot. Once where the stars are encouraging you to find your voice and take up equal space, Scorpio is about power and you certainly have it. Now it may be time to use it.
Mm.
So, you want me to read Pisces or you want me to be done?
Yeah, take one more. Do one more.
I could I could read Cancer. I could read my own.
Yes, do so.
Anybody Cancer? A lot of Cancers? All right. Solar eclipse is not here to ruin your fun, Cancer. So this is mine. But it's here to ask you to reconcile your relationship to joy. Do you feel any sense of shame or guilt associated with how you unwind? Well, see, I told you shopping. Are you guilty pleasures that guilty? a little bit of shopping has got to slow down here. Or is there a fair conversation you can have with yourself or a trusted person about so-called vices or escapist tendencies you do want to let go of? Well, when I don't want to feel something, I may go shopping, even though I don't do it all the time. But you don't have to leave your house to go shopping anymore. All you got to do is go online.
Unless you've
So
been hacked and don't have any credit cards.
well, I wish, I don't want to be hacked, but yeah, it's probably not a bad thing at the moment. This energy is asking you to be honest about what you like and what you don't. Channel any inner pain or discomfort into a creative pursuit that brings you real joy and that you want to invite others to share with you, not shy away from. So that's mine. Isn't that interesting? I was like, oh no, that was so on target.
It was.
So,
Both Scorpio as
I
well.
thought that was really cool. I wish I could read everybody's, but I know it's getting late. What are we at for time? Well, we're 1:42.
Yeah.
So anyone else requesting a read, real quick one? If they are, just tell me and I'll
Still
read it.
not.
But if not,
Nope.
we'll move forward.
Yes.
Nobody
So,
else, huh? All
I
right. Well,
are you willing to do the
yes.
closing as well? This has been the
I
Janet reading show. So I would love for you to close
well,
it with your
not totally. No, no. You shared it was connected to your story. It was such a perfect,
yes.
your story was such a perfect segue
Yeah,
about
it
what
was.
you've been going through into the eclipse information because we would talk about that today. So
Yes.
it was because it's all about standing in your power, letting go of the old stuff so that you can be authentic in who you really are because we've all worn masks. We all
Mm,
wear these masks that we don't realize that they're there until we take them off. I mean, look at how literally we wore masks during these last 3 years.
yeah.
We wore masks and we were told to wear them. People either hated it, were against it, or fought it. It's and you had to decide, well, was I quick to capitulate and why did I do that? You can
Mhm,
look at that about yourself. Or
mhm.
I capitulated sometimes and I didn't sometimes. Why? Because it was the easy way out. And if you chose not to do it completely, you were a hero completely. I can't say I was the hero completely. No, I would wear a mask sometime, but places wouldn't let you in.
Yeah.
Even the doctor's offices wouldn't let you in. It's like, really?
Mm.
Sometimes you're better off not going in there, but occasionally you have to go in. But so I did a quick little channeling last night and it's really fast read, maybe to end this with. I
Yeah,
think it
that
might
would be
help.
beautiful. Do
Would you
that.
like to hear it?
Yes, let's end with that.
Okay. So this is like an automatic writing, and I said, "What is this that we got to talk about? What is it I got to say about empowerment?" So the empowerment process is difficult. It takes persistence and willingness to surrender to your shadow parts and learn from them. Learning to allow others to make their choices without judgment is another form of surrender and letting go. Grief and mourning others' decisions is healthy and necessary to reach full forgiveness and openness of the heart. Now, this was because I've been mourning a lot of different things. Once the heart opens for you, you become the observer and learn through other people's choices. Your choices either free you or help you help you stay in the stalemate of old beliefs. Questioning your old beliefs doesn't listen, look at me. Questioning your old beliefs against all that has occurred in the last 3 years and all that we thought we knew can open doors to your expansion. Expansion and growth are key components to your spiritual up-leveling and ascension. That's what I got.
So right.
It's pretty, I had to say it. I had to put it down in words to just hear myself say that, because it's been hard. We're all making different choices and
Yeah.
we have to let go of judgment. Everyone has their own path. And that's been a hard thing. It's been hard because it's a lot of close family members and it's a lot of friends. And it's like, wow, I didn't think that would happen. I didn't think they would do that. I didn't know what I would do. And then you learn more about yourself too. You learn so much about yourself. Like, what did I do? What were my choices that I made during these 3 years? We have to look at our choices. how much were we willing to just go with the mainstream, or how much were we willing to say, I don't feel that's right for me? I mean, we just have to be honest. It's not judgment, it's
Mm.
just honesty with ourselves. Who
You're
are
right. I
we
like
and
that
who do we
honesty.
choose to be? And if we weren't thrilled with yeah, and if we weren't thrilled to be with some of our decisions, then we can change it. Start fresh. Let go of that old person. This is the old beliefs that we're stuck with. Let go of them. We don't have to be stuck in that mainstream thinking all the time. We can look at things and decide from our heart, is this right? It's from our heart, no matter what anyone else is saying. It's all about from us, from the internal source of our own inner light
And we
and
need
our higher selves.
everyone on this journey to Earth to start taking responsibility for the energy that they distribute. So and
Yes,
transmit. So it's so important to be
exactly.
honest and be pure in how you look at life and how you embrace yourself. That is the thing to clearing up and removing darkness. It is taking responsibility for your own energy, your own light, and trusting that and being honest with yourself.
Your own actions.
Yeah.
Yeah, your own actions,
Yeah.
because we may make actions that we don't like and we're like, why did we do that? So this is the time to look at it. This is what this eclipse is all about. It's pushing us, it's shoving us. You heard it. It's shoving us. It can be really hard right now. So that's why I think you're going through that. I'm going through my own stuff with the mourning of all kinds of things. I had to come to grips on mourning things, and I had to let go of people's choices, and I had to decide that it's their choice, it's their path, and I have to let go of that. And that's been my hardest thing. That's been one of my hardest things. My friends, my family's members, it's been tough. So I did pick a card right before, just to let you know. I picked Goddess Rising. I'm not going to read it, but I'm just going to tell you we picked it, which is all about embodiment,
Mm.
empowerment, and awakening. The goddess is rising in all of us, men and women. So just know that. And that's what this eclipse is doing for us. It's pushing us. It's pushing us to come to reality of who is it that you really want to be. Let go of the old stuff. We're not those people anymore. Everything has shifted in the last 3 years. So much is changing. And what do we want to make of ourselves to create this new way of humanity that we want to be, and that the way we want to share this planet together.
Perfect. Thank you, Janet. Would you please just close the sacred space?
Sure. I feel guided maybe to do my rattle again. I feel
Yes,
like
I
it
was
needs to end with the
hoping.
rattle as we began with the rattle. So, were you? Oh, that's so funny. All right. So, here we go, everybody. Take a deep breath, have your feet on the ground. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone, for being here today. We are so grateful for you being with us and part of this conversation. We thank all the beings of light who are here with us and continue to support us. And you can ask for their help every single moment of your day. And please ask them for help, because we all need to reach for help sometimes. And if you can do it by yourself, but ask your team of light to help you through it as well. So thank you again for being here. Thank you, Vivica, for all that you bring through. And happy birthday again. And this next year is going to be a blockbuster year for you and for all of us in so many ways. So thank you again. Sending back those cords of light with love.
Mm.
The circle is closed. It is done. It is done. It is done.
Thank you.